one of the highlights from EA Play, which I'll get into the show later, was that they did tease about how the next generation of graphics could look with their games. They did show DICE what they're working on, and they did also show what Bioware is working on with Dragon Age 4. Now with DICE, that's assumed to be Battlefield 6 or possibly Bad Company 3, and that's just me keeping my fingers crossed and being optimistic that it's Bad Company 3. And then they also showed off what Criterion's working on, which is the next gen Need for Speed, which, oh my god, when I seen that really kind of like took me aback, because that was probably the best looking part about them graphics, or how they aim to look. And I think what happened is EA is either updating the Frostbite engine, or it's a brand new engine entirely, because it, like, the graphics that they displayed and teased looked insane, too insane to even run on Frostbite. And a part of me thinks it's a new engine. Like, I've heard this could be like a tweak to the Frostbite engine. Now, I would hope it's a brand new engine and just scrap Frostbite altogether. It's just like, and maybe this is a brand new in-house made from the ground up EA engine that is good to work with anything, whether it's a sports game, racing game, RPG, you name it. And something that they don't have to outsource and pay for the licensing. Back to the Need for Speed one more specifically, because that just looked too real. I thought that it was like some type of photo shoot going on with the cars. Now with the cars, they did kind of show one of them to have a nice wrap, and god damn, and it could be kind of a bit of a tease or a bit of a look into the future, or what Criterion aims to do with the next gen Need for Speed next year. Because it did show it could be possibly that they could be bringing back some of the older ways you can customize your cars in terms of like wrapping and liveries and stuff like that. Because if you recall, in Most Wanted, you would have your own full body wraps or full body liveries in Carbon and Most Wanted. Now if they're gonna bring that back along with some crazy looking wings, spoilers, or whatever people want to call them. I know people call them big meaty wings over there in the UK. The cars look awesome. It just looks off the chain entirely. And now a part of me kind of wants to pump the brakes a bit, because I'm thinking, okay, what if it don't end up looking like this? And this is just like, okay, this is where we want to get to. Hopefully we'll get there by the time we announce the next gen Need for Speed next year. And it's like a part of me is really crossing my fingers and hoping those graphics look like that. Could you imagine seeing cars in the next gen Need for Speed look like that? That would be the hands down the best looking Need for Speed EA has ever published, and it would be something that would possibly Need for Speed 2015. Now it could be a possibility that one reason that the graphics could look like that is, what if this next gen Need for Speed is only in the daytime? Kind of like how 2015 was, it was only nighttime, and that was probably one reason why that game looks so goddamn good, because it was only at one particular time of day. Because when you look at games like Need for Speed, Payback, and Heat, now of course Heat looks much better than Payback did, but of the two, you could make an argument that 2015, even though I hate that game, it still holds up graphically today, and I can make a case that it looks better than both of them games, Payback and Heat, and that's saying a lot. So it could be a possibility that maybe they're going to switch it back to one particular time of day, or it could just be something where that's just a time of day in the game, like it's just daytime and we ain't seen how crazy shit would look at night. I would imagine at night, assuming that the game has nighttime, I would imagine at nighttime it would look stunning, visually stunning. But yeah, man. And also Criterion, bring back Pursuit Breakers. I'm gonna keep saying it every time I hear something about the next gen Need for Speed. Bring back Pursuit Breakers. I want anybody who watches this video, reach out to Criterion, use the hashtag bring back Pursuit Breakers, because we need this for the culture, especially if it's going to run on a new engine, because we've seen the destructibility in what's possible in the next Battlefield game, how that building was able to collapse like that. Imagine if that was a Pursuit Breaker in the next Need for Speed, where let's say they kind of go insane with the Pursuit Breakers and you can smash through anything. Now, I'm not saying me smash through a fucking 10-story building, like that may be out there, but I would still be kind of hyped for that, not gonna lie. But if they were to bring back Pursuit Breakers, kind of like how they had in Most Wanted and Carbon, I think that would look gorgeous on a not only next gen hardware, but a next gen engine. Now, apart from that, for the rest of the show goes, it was garbage. Arguably the worst EA play or EA conference I've ever seen in my 25 years of living. The only highlight apart from this was that they did announce another Skate game, but they did it exactly the same way that they did with Fallen Order, which, even though I know it's still bad either way you look at it, that game's, when it did come out in November, it did end up being a good game, a really good game. Fallen Order was a really good game when it came out. So, you know, I'm not really too torn up about it. And if I'm not saying that they would do what Respawn did exactly, because to my knowledge, Fallen Order was announced EA Play 2017 and didn't come out till 2019. Yeah, it was 2019 it came out. So it's possible it could be coming out in the next couple years, like 2022, 23 type of thing. But yeah, now as for what they were showing off for Dragon Age 4, what it looked like to be Dragon Age 4, that just looked incredible. The attention to detail in that visual part of the game looked absolutely insane. But with that being said, what did you think EA's tease into the future of next generation graphical fidelity? Do you think that they'll actually end up looking like that or not? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, think about hitting the like button, subscribe for more content like this. And until next time, it's been your boy H-Dog, and I'm out. Peace.